Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njeru. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show. And you understand the protocol here that any other time we have a man on board, the man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman is definitely looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. In fact, the man I am giving you a story about has been on the show before. He is an 86-year-old man. Do you remember that man? What happened is that watoto wake walikataa aoe because he's a very wealthy man. I've been to his home. He lives in Lakisama. Lakisama iko hapa kwa mpaka ya Kasarani na Babadogo, na he's a very wealthy man. When I'm telling you he's a very wealthy man, I know what I'm talking about. This is a man who lost his wife in 2016, and the wife succumbed to sickness and disease. The man was left a widower. At the age of 86, he feels that he needs to be happy again because then he has healed, he has moved on, and he at least wants to be happy for the rest of his life. And now between him and that happiness is his children. Watoto wake wamesimama kidete kusema ya kwamba hataoa, it can't happen, won't happen. If you can remember, I did a follow up for 2-3 videos na tukaenda huko tukafukuzwa kwa sababu watoto wake wanasema ya kwamba the madam who is coming there because of the property, which is not true, because even the lady who or the ladies who are applying to become the wife to that guy don't know him. Are we together? So there is no way you can say that ati mtu anakuja hapo kwa sababu ya property. And there has been a push and fall, there has been a back and push for at least 3 months, na mzee amesema sasa ametoa verdict in judgment. Mzee ametoa verdict akasema ya kwamba if it's not going to happen, you're preventing me to get married. This is now the man saying they are preventing him to get married because they want to end up with his property. Are we together? This is a man who has been in transport industry. When I bring him on the show, you will hear his story. Anasema ya kwamba yeye alinunua matatu yake ya kwanza. He bought his first matatu at the age of 21. I want you to fanya hesabu ya mtu ambaye kwa 86 ubackdate 21, uone amekuwa kwa business kwa miaka ngapi. He has a fleet of buses. Akanunua basi ingine ilikuwa inakaa kama lori, you know those buses, and it has been a journey and a process along the way, and he has not given up on love. And I have always opined on this show that whether one is living for one day or one is living for 100 years, you deserve to be happy. It is good to be happy if you can afford the happiness. And it is unfortunate that watoto wake wanasema huyu madam, and I don't appreciate that mindset, because who told you the person who is coming on the other edge of your father's matrimony is coming there because of the property? Nani alikuambia? The woman who is coming is not just coming to take, she is also coming to give. I have convinced them 101 times, but finally tumefika mahali, and niliwaambia mzee amejipanga kwa hadi na lawyer, na alikuwa ameandika hadi will. Akasema if, you know, there is a difference between if and when somebody uses the word if, that means probability. Things can change, nothing is rigid, things can be flexible. Akitumia if, lakini akisema when, it is just a matter of time. Alisema if, and these are the words, you know, if there is a lawyer here anaweza tusaidia kuinterpret. If, when if is used in a legal statement and when is used in a legal statement, they mean two different things. One is about time, the other one is about chance. Are we together? Sasa akasema in case or if the children deny him that opportunity to marry the love of his life, there is no way they are going to share a dime of his property. He will give that property to charity. However, if they allow him to get married, be happy for the remaining days of his life, then they are going to have half of his property, because this woman, nitamleta hapa mtasikia, that woman will have half of his property. That is the woman, whether that, supposing if God gives him 100 years, 120 years, those are so many days living together with somebody. And amesema pia asipewe pressure. Akisikia ataoa mtu ya rika yake, akisikia ataendea mtu ya 86, akisikia ataendea mtu ya 70, akisikia ataendea mtu wa 30 years, what is happening is that we are giving him an opportunity to get as many as many options as possible. The reason why this show exists is because we give people opportunities. We give them an opportunity to get options so that you will never settle for less. Are we together? Sometimes watu wengi wako limited in their places of work. Wengine maybe you are made to believe that just because you got a kid, nobody can be interested. There are so many people who would love you wholeheartedly, unconditionally, love your kid or kids in just the same way they would love their kids. So the reason why this show exists is because we want to give you options, and then you can choose. Take your time. It's not an emergency. At the end of the day, you will be able to look back and say, I chose what is good for me, what is good for my mental health. At least si haipagami, sio hakuna ile kitu ya kusema ati inaitwa onentis, ati sasa mimi niko tu na mtu mmoja na kama sio huyu sitawahi pata mtu tena. So mzee ako anakuja, lakini si mnajua pia kuna masharti kidogo pale, kwa sababu the woman who should come to this man's life, I told you the man is not sick, the man has no condition. If you look at him, he looks as young as ever. He is a man who has taken good care of himself. Kwake kuna hadi gym. Tulienda huko na tukaanza kulift weights before our journey was cut short. Before umbo zifunguliwe. And I can tell you for a fact that the man is enthusiastic, the man is hopeful, and he is a good man. I realize that when people are happy, they don't even age. Did you see like 2 months ago nilikuwa kwetu Ushagunya huyu. Simuliona my grandfather at 95, he's still driving himself. Did you not watch that video? I posted it here. At the age of 95, looks as young as ever. He's still driving, and 95 ameshinda huyu mzee na 10 years, and he's still doing fine. Okay, still doing fine, cladding well, kila kitu iko sawa, language iko kila kitu, memory iko intact. Okay, so everyone deserves to be married. Everyone deserves to be happy. You cannot be a stumbling block between one and the perceived happiness. So lawyer akaingizwa pale, akaandika will, na hii will inasema ya kwamba if these children prevent mzee from getting married, then they will not taste a dime of his inheritance. He will leave his property to charity. But if they allow him to marry whoever, okay, kuna hii condition, si mnaelewa ya kwamba if you call that man, and that is why we shared an email address, kwa sababu watoto wake walikuwa wamsaidie kutafuta. The reason why for that man an email address would be more appropriate, watoto wake pia wanaweza, anasema hana shida wakimsaidia kuchagua. Ile shida ako nayo ni wao prevent kupata mtu. Hatika hivyo mzee umezeeka sana, and he's like, kwani I was looking for all this property just to stay alone or niboeke? See, I have healed since 2016. How many years are those? I've stayed, nimeboeka, at least I can get somebody. The reason why he retired late is so that he could even travel the world for the rest of his life. Like he can move from one place to another. What is the essence of looking for money if you cannot enjoy anyway? You get the point? Sasa mnamweka hapo ni kama mnamzero graze. Unajua hiyo zero grazing, ile unafunga hapa, unafunga pale, alafu utaki itoke nje. Kuna ile paddocking pia. Akikula hapa amalize, mnafungua pale. It's uncouth. So mimi nimeongea na watoto wake including Degwa, na ameona sense, na nimemwambia vizuri sana. One way of attracting a curse in your life is preventing a parent from enjoying what is rightfully theirs. Unajua kama ni pesa yako anakuomba alafu tena ajivinjari, hiyo ni kitu kingine. Unaweza sema uko na mipango ingine, lakini hii ni yake ametafuta, na anasema hii pesa mimi, hakuna pesa mama yako alikuja nayo. What I am going to give you is half of my inheritance, half of my property, half of my estate. The other half is going with the woman who will take good care of me. Okay? Because nyinyi mnaona tu ati mnaona tu mimi nitakuwa ati anakuja kwa sababu ya pesa. Hamuoni the loneliness I'm suffering from. You have your children, you have your families, nyinyi mnaenda mnafurahia. Mimi ninabaki hapa peke yangu. You get the point? Those are the kind of sentiments that he is giving, and he is very hopeful, and I am looking forward to shoot this video in his home. Muone kwake, he will take us around, muone kwake ni wapi, and then we see what can be done. If you can get a good woman, if that woman wants to be vetted, if this is a man who drives himself, if you want him to be in my office, he will be in my office. Are we together? So there is nothing that he is hiding. Watoto wake ndio walikuwa kidogo kidogo anakuwa kichwa ngumu, lakini mzee amekuwa mjanja. Anasema if this is not going to happen, then you won't taste a dime of it, of what you're trying to protect. It will go to charity. Na mkizikula mtaona venye kunaendanga. And I've seen men who, and women also, if you go against their will and you share the properties na kukula, I don't know what happens, but you know what the Bible says in Hebrews, is it 7:7 or 11:11, that without controversy and without contradiction the greater blesses the lesser, and without controversy the lesser is blessed by the greater. Are we together? It is called the irrefutable law of honor. The irrefutable law of honor. So we are leaving it at that. Mzee lazima apate mtu. So we win. The Matchmaker Show wins one more time. Once again we win because we started this thing. We're gonna finish it. We're gonna get it done. We will give him the woman who will be taking good care of him. Isn't love a beautiful thing? And to every other single person who is looking for a match, we are wishing you well. We hope that you can be able to get a good match. A match will be good for your mental health, the love of your life, your significant other, the person you will be proud to introduce, to work together with. Mwenye mna vibe. Feel me? Permanent, verified, mpoa wako is coming, and you can only hope for the very best. So guys, that's it, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Jenga Njeru. That is where I post the contact of my guests, and also you can subscribe to this channel, enable the notification bell, so that any other time I release a new video, YouTube automatically notifies you. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. See you then. God bless you. Bye bye.